right, so Lady just woke up, so I'm gonna take you through my morning routine and just kind of show you what we do and how our morning goes. So come on in, let's go get her out of her crate. I have the white noise machine playing. That's gonna be something that helps your puppy settle in their crate just a little bit better. It just kind of drowns out all the sounds that they might hear outside the room, and then that can help them settle better at night too. All right, so I do cover her crate here, and usually when she comes out, she's extra snuggly, so let's see what happens. Yeah, good girl, that's a good sit. That's a good job. All right, so we're gonna take Lady downstairs, and the very first thing we're gonna do is take her out to go potty. All right, so we have been working on putting a leash on her collar and being able to walk out the door together. That is something that takes a little time and a little practice outside of the time that you need it, so that your dog gets comfortable with you reaching for the collar so that they don't flip out when you attempt to try to put it on. I've got this on now. Now I know she's not gonna run all over the house, and I'm just gonna get my shoes on. I have everything ready to go here at the door, so it makes it a lot easier that I don't have to go hunting for it. And especially because she really has to go, we want to make this a quick, easy process. So I have my treat pouch here. I have my poop bags in my other pocket. Yes. Stay. Break. Yes. This way. That's my buddy. This way. Yes, good girl. We're just gonna hang out here just a minute more to see if she has to go poo. Oh, she's gonna potty again. Yes. She's also looking at a neighbor right now who is taking their garbage can out, and garbage cans are a little scary for her, so if she happens to check it out again, we'll just reinforce that. Now for you guys that have the younger puppies, you might want to put a puppy pen outside here. That way that might keep them more focused if you bring them out and they're too distracted with everything and can't go. Putting your puppy in a puppy pen is going to keep them more focused on the task at hand. She's telling me she doesn't have to go right now. So we're going to walk back in, and we're going to actually work on just a little bit of leash skills back inside. She's not ready to do it when we come outside because she's just so excited and has to go. But I know she's going to be a little bit more focused on the way back in. So let's see if she can do that. Let's see what that looks like. Let's get you unstuck first. So what we're looking for is no pull, no pulling action happening. All right, lady, okay. Yes. Good job. Let's go back in so we can wipe her paws. Okay. All right, if you happen to notice, she did a little scratching action there. That's what happens when our puppies just get a little overstimulated or overexcited. She's going from outside to inside, and that's an environmental change. So it's very common for us to see that scratching from her. So before I even get my coat off and boots off, I'm just gonna immediately start wiping her paws. I'm gonna get my treats ready. Yes. Let's see. Yes. 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 We got one more. Usually that last one's the tricky one. Yes. So after we've taken our potty break, our first potty break of the day, we're gonna go in and we're gonna get her water, so you can watch that action happen. And then we're gonna start to work on some breakfast, and I work on some training games with her during breakfast time. So you'll see that happen as well. All right, general rule of thumb is that our puppies get about an ounce of water per pound per day. General rule of thumb. Now, obviously, if your puppy's more active, they're gonna get more water. If they're less active, they might not drink as much, but I just wanted to give you some idea of how much is important to give them per day. All right, so we have introduced a talking button for her, and this one happens to be water. So when I put that down, I'm gonna press the button, and eventually she's going to be able to ask for water by using her button. Here's your water. It's breakfast time, so I'm gonna scoop out her food. I have it out of the bag and in a container. It just makes it a little bit easier for me. So yes, you're gonna see her very pouncy, bouncy behavior, and when she's calm, I'm gonna mark that, yes, and give her some food. Yes, so I like that behavior, so I wanna see more of it, so I'm gonna reward for it. Now I know how much I have to work with as far as training goes. Some of it's gonna go in towards training and the other is gonna go in towards some enrichment, kind of like a snuffle box or a snuffle mat or something like that. I'm gonna know that I'm not gonna overfeed her because I've measured everything out for her breakfast meal. All right, I have set out a few items already. These are what we're working on. We're working on introducing toothbrushes, we're working on nail trimmers, we're working on brushing, and we're working on introducing a comb. As you can see, someone is very excited to get the party started, so let's go. All right, so we're introducing the brush, so we're gonna show it to her, and we're gonna give her treats. And we're gonna take it away, and we're gonna show it to her, and we're gonna give her treats. We're eventually building up to a point where this happens. So if I show her and she leans into it, she tells me that she's ready for me to brush her. So all that practice that we did of creating that positive association with the brush, where I showed her, I gave her the treats, I showed her, I gave her the treats, we built up to being able to get that brush closer to her. And then she tells me, yes, by leaning into it, if she actually wants me to brush her. Yes. So we've also been working on creating a positive association with the nail clippers, which for many dogs, you can tell she's very interested in them. She knows what this means. For many dogs, they don't like to have their nails trimmed. So we did a combination of creating a positive association with these, and we also created a positive association with her feet being touched. And you saw that happen out at wiping her feet when she came in. So we did a little bit of it there, and we're doing a little bit of it here so that we can trim her nails. Yes. And then we'll end with that tool, and we'll move on to a couple others that we mentioned. All right, remember what I said a moment ago about rewarding for all the things you want to see more of? I love this behavior, so I'm gonna reward for that. We're done with our tools that we were working on, and now she's just chilling out while we're still trying to feed breakfast, but I'm seeing some really good behavior. Yes, so I'm gonna keep reinforcing for that. And you get them more than a puppy that, let's say, jumps for their food at the counter while you're trying to prepare it. Yes. Close. Yes. Good job. We're just practicing one of the games from the course that helps us work on teaching our pups, yes, where we want them to be, which is what we call go zone over here, so that eventually when we're out walking, they stay in this position at our side instead of pulling ahead. Okay, one of the things that I do to keep my puppy busy during breakfast time to allow me to go get my breakfast ready is I set up a snuffle activity, a snuffle box. This just means I'm gonna take some towels, I'm going to roll some kibble inside of them. She's being good down here, so I'm gonna reward for that. Yes, she's not jumping, she's not begging. She's very excited and she really wants to, but instead, yes, she's being really good. So I'm gonna roll these up. I'm gonna make up a bunch of them. Now, if your pup can't be trusted with towels and rags and things like that, you might wanna use something like cabbage or lettuce, or cut a cabbage in half or a head of lettuce in half, and then you could shove the pieces of kibble inside it, and it could be something that they can shred. It's consumable and they won't get a blockage by chewing something they're not supposed to or ingesting something they're not supposed to. So I'm gonna finish this up, and with the magic of editing and filming here, we'll show you what this looks like once I get all this set up. So set this down, and my goal is to try to get her to remain in some sort of sitting position or kind of a calm position of some sort and then let her know it's okay to go and get this. So let's see what happens. So I'm just gonna kind of slowly lower it. And she's over here probably off camera. Break! Yes, good girl. Another way that you can give your pup breakfast, you can just get some ball pit bowls and put them in a kiddie pool or a big box, or in this case, I just have a little basket here. You can sprinkle the kibble in there, and that's just another way that you can give your pup some breakfast. Now, Lady is in the other room eating her breakfast. I'm gonna get my stuff ready in just a moment, but before I do, I'm gonna come in here and I'm gonna pick one of the two baskets that I've made up for her. So I like to separate my toys out into a couple of different bins so that I can rotate them every couple of days or maybe every other day. So she's not playing with the same toy all the time. And then I can also learn, and you can too, what your puppy's preferences are. So within a bucket, I tend to have things like, if your puppy can have these things, this is like a tuffy type of toy. I have balls, variety of different sizes, and our favorite is the Holy Roller. I also have some rope toys and things that crinkle. We like these kind. These last really a long time. And so what I'll end up doing is after breakfast, I'm gonna let her food digest before she gets a little playtime with Pickles, our other pup. And so they'll get to play together for just a few minutes. You'll see that in a moment. But we want that food to digest a little bit before she gets running around and getting her system all worked up. We're also gonna take her out to go potty a few minutes after she's eaten her breakfast as well. For most puppies, that's about 10 to 15 minutes after they've eaten. Some puppies have to go right away, so you may see them step away and immediately have to go. So you'll get to know your puppy best by keeping a good schedule, making sure you're keeping a good log and writing down what happens, because then you're gonna start to see patterns of their behaviors, their bathroom habits, their play, their engagement, when they're starting to get tired, and then of course trying to get them down into a cool down routine and then a nap before they get overtired and overstimulated. So let me go in the kitchen and make my breakfast now, and I'll see you there. All right, here's one fun fact about me. I am a tea drinker. I absolutely love loose leaf tea and really enjoy tea over coffee. I have a caffeine sensitivity, so tea is definitely way better for me. So while I'm getting my breakfast ready, she's just gonna, I can see her in here. She's still chewing on, or not chewing, but looking for her kibble out of the snuffle activity that I provided. This is also one way for me to be a little bit out of sight and work on that independence. So I'm trying to teach her that she can be away from me. She doesn't have to get stressed about it, that I'm not in the same room as her. And giving your pup an activity to do while you step away, but you can still peek in on them, is gonna be critical. Okay, because I'm not very good at remembering all the details of the morning, I'm gonna set the timer for myself here, 10 minutes, then I'll know I need to take her out. I'm also going to make sure that I write down what's happened so far. Remember how I told you how important a puppy journal is? So let's see here, January. Now I'm just kind of waiting for, like I said, that time to take her back out to go potty. I'm gonna also give her that basket of toys that we talked about before, and then she'll have just something to play around with for those few minutes while her food's digesting and while we're waiting to take her out to go potty. So in the meantime, I'm gonna continue getting my stuff ready for the day and go from there. Here is her B basket. The other basket's the A basket. This is the B basket. So I'm just gonna let her have at it. I'm gonna kind of keep an eye on her. And, you know, if I see her destroying a toy that's, you know, not gonna be safe for her, then I'm gonna take it away. Otherwise, it's just gonna be a fun activity for her to go through her toys and pull one out at a time. All right, it is time to get ready to take her back out. So let's do it again. This is what our morning looks like. It's kind of pretty structured. That way we don't have an accident, we don't miss anything. She's still playing with her toys, which is awesome. I'm gonna get myself ready. And then I'll have my coat on and my boots on, and then I'll just call her out, and then we'll head out and we'll do the same routine we did first thing this morning. Lady came into the room where Pickles is at, and we're gonna have a play session here in just a moment, except for Lady has something that doesn't belong to her, so I don't want to just go and take it from her. So I'm going to do a trade-off. I'm going to take some treats, I'm going to show them to her, I'm going to toss them away, and then I'm going to take the toy away. And now I'm going to allow them to have a little play session here together. That was a nice shake off. She got a little excited or overstimulated there, and then she shook it off. And now Pickles is trying to tell her, no thank you. So because Pickles has done that a couple times, I'm gonna give them a break. So I'm just gonna separate her for just a moment. Give Pickles a chance to walk away. And while I'm at it, I'm gonna take her collar off because you should not be playing with collars on. So I'll take this off. I know, you wanna go play? Let's see. All right, he's ready. Play should look like an even game of tag back and forth. And if one dog is not having any fun, then we need to separate them. One Pickles. So in this case, Pickles has demonstrated several times that he's actually not comfortable playing right now. He's just made some vocalizations that aren't his normal vocalizations. He's doing a lot of up on the back of his paw, up on his back legs, and he's made a lot of yikes. So for that, we're just gonna end the play session and put Lady back in her playroom right now. All right, so we are about, I'd say about 20 minutes away from a nap. So what we want to do is create a calm atmosphere so our puppy can go to sleep. This is part of our cool down routine. So I'm going to give Lady something to lick. I'm going to dim the lights, and I'm just going to kind of chill here doing my work while she's kind of getting into sleeping mode. So we never want to take a puppy from full-blown running around, racing, heart pumping activity and then take them and put them in their crate for a nap. What we do want to do is create this calming, soothing type of routine to help bring that heart rate down, to get them into a sleepy state, and it's going to be an easier transition to get them into their crate for that nap. I'm just literally going to turn the lights down low, which is not great for filming, but yes, I snuggle with a blankie on my lap at my desk. I am going to give her the licky toy, and then we're gonna hang out here for about, like I said, 15 or 20 minutes. Your puppy will have already gone potty at least one time before this, and maybe right before you put them in the crate. So during a wake window, we have a puppy that goes potty as soon as they wake up. Then if it's morning time like this, we're gonna give them their breakfast. We wanna give them some sort of enriching activity. So in this case, we were doing some training, and then I gave her the puzzle, the snuffle mat, her snuffle box. We will have taken her out to go potty again. She played, we tried to have a play date with Pickles, then she went potty again, and now we're, like I said, towards that tail end of the wake window. So for a puppy her age, a wake window, so for an 8-week-old puppy is about an hour to an hour and a half. As our puppies get a little bit older, we can add on to that. So maybe like a 16-week-old puppy, that might be an hour and a half to 2 hours. We are giving Lady a licking activity to cool her down. Licking activities lower our dog's heart rate. So these are why we always recommend licking and chewing activities before a nap. So you are going to be taking your pup out very frequently throughout their wake windows. Sometimes 4 times, maybe more than that for our younger puppies. This is going to get better, and you won't need to take them out as frequently as their brain and their bladder start to mature and sync together and their bladder becomes stronger. Don't forget the new puppy starter kit, the free digital resource that we offer, is in the description below this video. So that means that in it is a potty training lesson, a bell training lesson, a great way for your pup to learn to signal when they need to go potty outside. A little later today, and maybe for you guys a little later in one of the other wake windows, you can do things like socialization and exposure training. You're just going to a parking lot and sitting in it with no cars, just kind of sitting in there, and maybe an occasional car will go by. You can work on introducing them to a car or a person passing by. You're definitely going to include a decompression walk. This is on a back clip harness on a long leash, 20 or 30 feet. And we are not going on any neighborhood walks. So if you're thinking that you need to get your pups exercise in and go down the street, they're not ready for that. And we do have a video on the decompression walks and why that one's going to be the right fit. So that one might be something that you're going to want to watch next, especially if you have a younger puppy who maybe isn't fully vaccinated, but you still need to get them out for some fresh air and some exercise in a safe way so that they don't pick up any diseases or illnesses or sickness or cooties. All right, let me know in the comments below, how old is your puppy and what does your weight window look like? See you in the next video.